KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP's Video News, y'all. It's KP's Video News, y'all.
That's right. It's KP's Video News, y'all. Yep. You know who it is. You already know who it is, man. Don't even try to pretend like you don't. Anyway, before we get started, I want you guys to go ahead on and hit that like button. Hit that like button and hit that subscribe button and ring that bell up in the corner there. Ring that bell so you can get notifications for KP's Video News. Yep. Get busy. Get busy. Time for you to do your homework. Hit that like button. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to leave a comment, man. You guys haven't been leaving any comments here lately. So let me check my settings here to make sure I don't have the notifications and the comments turned off. I got to check that out. Anyway, it's KP's Video News, y'all. I'm coming here today, do a couple of quick stories, and even though they might be quick, they still have substance. All right. First story, we have a Washington Post columnist, Karen Attiah, blamed racism for MSNBC's abrupt firing of Black Weekend anchor Tiffany Cross earlier last month. In a Friday column, Attiah argued that Cross's ouster was a reminder that the rug could be pulled out from up under Black journalists at any time. She added that it was a bad look in a time when attacks against Black educators, authors, and journalists are increasing across the country. The New York Post reportedly stated in early November that Cross was let go from her show, The Cross Connection with Tiffany Cross, following multiple incidents in which she repeatedly dropped inflammatory comments on the air despite warnings from executives at the network. The report speculated that Cross's comments during a Comedy Central panel may have been his final straw. Comedy Central now, panel. During the discussion, Cross stated that Florida literally looks like the penis of the country, so let's get rid of Florida. On her Saturday morning show, Cross routinely made inflammatory comments. She insisted that Trump supporters have started the Second American Civil War. The host called Kyle Rittenhouse, who was acquitted of the shooting deaths in Kenosha, Wisconsin, a murderous little white supremacist, and claimed that Black Senator Tim Scott is thirsty for white approval. Attiah implied Cross did not deserve the treatment, characterizing her firing as being axed for radical truth telling. She stated her column with the observation that to be a Black public figure who chooses to be honest about white supremacy in this country is a dangerous business. And there's no starker example other than Tiffany Cross, whose show The Cross Connection was canceled last month by MSNBC and whose contract with the network wasn't renewed. Touting the importance of the Saturday show, Attiah continued, it was also one of the few shows left on a major network that centered the voices of Black people and others of color. The columnist insisted Cross was victimized by conservative media outlets for her bold views, stating she was unapologetic about discussing white supremacy and did not hold back on matters of race. This, of course, drew the ire of right-wing chattering class who increasingly singled her out. Attiah then described the firing shortly after that. On November 4th, news broke that MSNBC was parting ways with Cross just before the midterm elections. She characterized it as a stunning announcement, and particularly for Black journalists, a reminder that the rug could be pulled out from up under us at any time. Wow. Attiah also claimed the decision revealed that Black journalists are still disposable. And columnist said the symbolism of Cross's deplatforming is all the more concerning considering the political times we live in. when attacks against black educators, authors, and journalists are increasingly across the country. In the final paragraph of a piece, Atia stated, I am surprised but not shocked that this isn't a bigger story for U.S. media journalists. She then concluded, if this can happen across, all black journalists are on shaky ground. Wow. Crazy, man. Crazy. And then going from crazy to crazier with this particular story here. Next story, a former Marine was arrested for allegedly shooting a 15-year-old boy that knocked on his door while campaigning door to door for Senator Raphael Warnock in Georgia on Thursday. Jimmy Pais, 43 years old, was charged with aggravated assault and aggravated battery for the shooting. He is being held on a $5,700 bond in Chatham County Jail. Police responded to the Pais' Savannah home at about 5:35 for a report of gunfire. Upon arrival, they discovered the teen had been shot in the leg. Savannah police said the boy was campaigning for Raphael Warnock ahead of the upcoming runoff election between Warnock and Urkel Walker. Pais, a former Marine, fired a shot through the closed door, hitting the victim. Door's closed. You're on the inside. You have no business shooting through your door. For what reason? The teen was brought to Memorial Medical Center and treated for non-life-threatening injuries. At this point, there is no indication the shooting was politically motivated. Police said in a statement the shooting remains under investigation. Pais served nearly 17 years in the Marines and did several tours in Iraq, so he shouldn't be scared. Scared of a teenager that's outside your door. He retired in 2014 as a staff sergeant. And, telling you, man, boy, this is really crazy, man. Why would you shoot through a door, through? Not, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy. So we got another crazy story here. Got a suspect that was arrested after a standoff near Las Vegas Strip this week. Nearly hit a tourist on the sidewalk while evading the police. Drove his car on the sidewalk. Wilson Gonzalez, 24 years old, was arrested after his car was blocked by police in a pit maneuver near Flamingo and Koval lanes on Wednesday, November 30th. And the arrest report, Las Vegas Metro Police say the officer saw Gonzalez driving closely behind a taxi cab east of the link. The officer gave him verbal commands, but the driver didn't listen and continued to follow the cab at a close distance. The cab returned to the link with Reyes following closely behind. Another officer spotted them and tried to stop Gonzalez with lights activated. He drove past the officers onto the curb and continued to flee on the sidewalk in a highly populated tourist destination. Gonzalez drove onto Las Vegas Boulevard and followed closely behind another car before returning to the link. He crashed through the security arms at the entrance and exited, and then returned to Las Vegas Boulevard before pulling through the Bally's Valet area. He drove through a curb and almost hit a tourist walking with a stroller on the sidewalk. Wow. He went east on Flamingo through Culver, and the police were authorized to begin a pursuit, and he continued to evade police and officers engaged in the pit maneuver to block his car. Wow. Police wrote that they gave command for 30 minutes without response, and ultimately his car caught fire, and officers had to pull him out of the driver's seat, and the fire spread onto another police cruiser, causing damage to its front end. Wow. He's been booked for suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon against the first responder and disobeying police officer, endangering another person. His next court appearance is on the 6th of December. Wow, man, it's a bunch of stuff going on out here, man. Here's the next crazy thing that happened. We had a Florida man that was arrested for suspected shoplifting at a Walmart store filled with dozens of police officers. He was arrested Police said he attempted to steal items during Shop with a Cop event. About 40 deputies were in the store at the time of the event. And, oh, boy. The incident happened during a Shop with the Cop event held with local children. Bad news. Bad news. The office wrote, seriously, we just can't make this up. The Walmart store was filled with nearly 40 deputies alongside the forensics team and community service officers and OSCO majors and the sheriff. It's a bad idea, man. Just a bad idea. Other images show the suspect handcuffed and images of gloves, perfume, and other items appearing to be linked with the attempted theft. And so Osceola County sheriffs did not immediately respond to the request for more information about the incident. But telling you, man, they had a situation on there where they had 40 cops in there taking kids to Walmart to go buy toys, and he just happened to try to go steal something at the time that the cops were in there doing Shop with a Cop. Oh, well. Man. You got bad luck, buddy. You got bad luck. You got bad luck. Chris Christie's, this next story, Chris Christie's niece bit and kicked deputies trying to escort her off of Spirit Airlines. Now, this Chris Christie's niece flying Spirit Airlines. After she asked passengers who she thought were Latino if they were smuggling. Oh, come on, man. This is ridiculous. So, Shannon Epstein, the niece of former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, was arrested on Spirit Airlines, and the former governor, 25-year-old niece, was arrested on a handful of charges, including 6 counts of battery after causing a scene on the Spirit Airlines flight departing from Louis Armstrong International Airport in Louisiana, down there by New Orleans. And before the plane's departure for New Jersey, Shannon Epstein reportedly made passengers uncomfortable after asking a family she perceived to be Latino if they were smuggling cocaine. After employees requested she be removed from the flight, Epstein resisted and began struggling with deputies. 6 deputies were injured, including one who was bitten by Epstein. Another deputy was kicked in the groin. Epstein was eventually detained, and after 7 deputies handcuffed her to a chair. But the politician's niece reportedly taunted law enforcement by telling them they would get into trouble for arresting her as a result of Chris's connections to the former President Trump. Former President D.C. Dunce. Epstein was released from the Jefferson Parish Correctional Facility the same day after paying a $10,750 bail, and she was set to appear in court on January 23rd, and the case will most likely end up under the jurisdiction of a federal court due to federal laws that pertain to passenger disruptions on planes. Yep, that's right. It's federal charges. You act a fool on a plane. Jefferson Parish Department, Spirit Airlines, and representatives for Christie did not immediately respond to Insider's request for comment. Oh, boy. You can't make this stuff up, folks. We got Chris Christie's niece acting a fool on Spirit Airlines. Spirit Airlines, the Greyhound of airlines. And telling you, man. And then you got another guy that decides he wants to go steal when it's 40 cops and others connected to law enforcement in there taking kids to go shop for toys for Christmas. Yeah, I'm telling you, they're not making the crooks smarter. They're making them dumber every day. Yep, the dumbing down of American crooks. That's where we at, folks. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to KP's Video News, and share with family, friends, enemies, and frenemies. KP Video News, y'all.
KP's Video News, y'all.
You know what it is, y'all. KP's Video News, y'all. Don't forget to share, comment, and like. That's right.
KP's Video
Peace.
News,